The creativity of the automotive industry here in Brazil, the Corona Dart is truly one that deserves our attention. Hello, Mr. Logan. What you gonna do, you beautiful boy? Love you. This little Bertone target top here in Brazil is a true outlier in the Brazilian out-of-series vehicles. During the 1970s and the 1980s, a nationalized vehicle here in Brazil inspired by the Bertone FIAT X19. The Dardo brought to Brazil the flavor of Italian design with the midship layout, marking an era of its exclusivity and its sporty appeal. In the 1970s, Brazil was up to its shoulders in the ban of automotives, starving the Brazilian population of a sweet little sports car. To meet the needs of the starved Brazilian auto junkies, the famous out-of-series sports cars emerged. Brands such as the legendary Puma, Adamo, Faras represents Brazil's Fora de Série, limited production series vehicles generally made from Volkswagen mechanics. However, the Corona Dardo was an exception to the rules. The initiative came from Corona SA. They were a truck body manufacturer, a spin-off company belonging to the Kelloyd Group, famous for making bicycles. But at this time, they wanted to do something creative, innovative, make their mark on the automotive industry. So they sought inspiration in Italy. In 1978, the development was carried out by the renowned Tony Bianco. Bruno Colloid took Tony Bianco to the 1978 Turin Motor Show. He turned to Tony Bianco and said, "Look at any one of these cars in the sports car section. You can make any one of them." Tony Bianco took one look at the Fiat X19 and said, "That one. That Bertone styling, that little Ferrari wedge really just pulled at his heartstrings." He knew that was the car he wanted to recreate. Returning to Brazil, somehow they got their hands on the little X19, and they took the molds from that. Tony Bianco was ingenious in how he made a tubular chassis in 3 separate parts that bonded to the little Dardo's body. It was super rigid, super light. The fiberglass mixture with that tubular chassis, that rigidity, really made it perfect for a little sports car. The first phase of the Dardo was named F13 because of the little 1.3 liter motor it had, coming from the Fiat Rally 147. And this delivered a modest 72 horsepower. We're talking 78, so little Brazilian roads, that was probably really good. It wasn't a muscle machine, it was a cornering machine. And even better, this was an exact copy of the X19 with the mid-mounted motor. The engine was transverse, a little midship runabout. It had a 4-speed gearbox, disc brakes on all 4s, McPherson struts, and the total rope weight was below 900 kilograms. I'll put it in pounds for my North American compadres. And you know, despite these specifications, the Dardo was a flop on release. The performance really fell short of expectations. You look at that little Bertone design and you think it's just gonna go like 1,000,000 kilometers per hour, but it was really just, you know, missing like 30 extra horses in the pony barn. The car went from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 18 seconds, talking Tartaruga here, and a maximum speed of 148 kilometers. But like I said, it was a little cornering machine. Brazilian roads are tiny. You want to zip around those blocks. It was really the Bertone design which was the main attraction to this vehicle. That was really the key selling point. There was nothing else like it quite on these Brazilian roads. The Mira, yeah, it's kind of, the Brazilian Mira kind of resembles it, but you know, not really. It was a straight copy of the Bertone design. It is gorgeous. Modern lines and the awesome forever cool pop-up headlights. And that sweet little target top. And you know, for the time, the aerodynamics to it were pretty excellent. And in 1981, the Corona Dardo got a facelift. You know, she went full-blown body surgery to an extent. The main upgrade was the 1.5-liter motor, which increased the horsepower to like 95 horses, a new bumper design, and fixed headlights in the guise of like the Porsche 928. And you know, the good year of 1983, the Corona Dart went out of business. They stopped production. Only about 300 units were ever made. Super rarity. Emphasizing the exclusiveness of this little artisanal vehicle. Nowadays, it's a super rare model and can reach prices of over 100,000 reais. And there's a growing appreciation for Brazil's fora de série vehicles. It represented a time when Brazilian ingenuity overcame restrictions and offered exclusive solutions to the consumer. A really wonderful renaissance in vehicles here in Brazil at that time. It's a wedge slice of Brazilian history. Something we don't see to this day due to the imports coming in. It's so much easier just to go buy something, although it costs a pretty penny, but it costs a pretty penny to make something too, so. All the cool cars were made before I was born. Hey, if you guys like what we do here, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. I want you here, I want you to be part of this family. Do it or not, I don't care. I don't care. I care. But like I always say, I'll see you on the flip side. Até a próxima. Ciao, ciao.